want to take you through the quantum band now and give you a little bit more insight on how to go ahead and pick the best bands that you can go ahead and utilize. I provided you some additional information on that, but I want to at least share with you the different levels of resistance bands when it comes to the quantum band, so you have a good feel for what we're referring to. First of all, there's going to be three sizes of quantum bands. There's going to be our standard 41-inch bands, we're going to have 13-inch bands, and we're going to have 73-inch long bands. The 41-inch bands are going to be what you primarily focus on when it comes to your strength and conditioning program. So let me go ahead and take you through the different resistance levels. First of all, you're talking about the Orange Microban. The Orange Microban is going to be used primarily for teaching and core stabilization work. It's not necessarily a training band because of the smallness and the thinness of it, it's not going to create a great level of resistance, and therefore if it's used as a training band, often it can get overstretched and damaged. So you want to consider the Orange Microban as simply a teaching band to learn how to do exercises. From there you can step up to the yellow Super Micro, which now becomes your first level of resistance training. The Super Micro will be your first band that you want to choose when it comes to doing any of your strength training stuff, specifically upper body stuff. Typically the Super Micro is not going to be a lower body strengthening tool simply because it's not going to create that much resistance, and for most of us we can handle a lot more resistance than what the Super Micro band can offer. From there we want to go into our red small band. The red small band is going to be what traditionally people use a lot for upper body strengthening because it's going to provide the durability because it's now at the full thickness of a normal standard band. It's also going to go ahead and create a high level of resistance that accommodates many of us. Yeah, the small band is going to create anywhere from 15 maybe 35 pounds of resistance, which is going to be a great starting band to go ahead and learn how to incorporate continuous loop training. From there we're going to go into our black medium band. Black medium band is where now people start to use for both lower body strengthening as well as upper body strengthening. Most of our guys and a higher, stronger fitness level of females are going to go ahead and use the medium band to do both upper body strengthening, but also maybe to go ahead and do lower body strengthening when speed is important. From there we're going to go into our purple large band. Our purple large band is now going to have step up. This is going to be a stronger band, going to be used primarily in the fitness world as a lower body strengthening band. It's also going to be used in a lot of our running drills. And it's also going to go ahead and be used for some people that want to really challenge themselves with upper body strengthening. But for the most part, the purple large band in the general fitness population is going to be considered the strongest band you're going to probably use. For those of you that are really strong and want to go ahead and start really developing superior strength, you may move up into a green extra large band. Green extra large band is going to create up to 150 pounds of resistance. So when it comes to being able to train with this, you're going to have to be pretty strong. But where this band comes into play is doing what we call high intensity grinding type exercises where we really have to teach your body how to stabilize, get a good base of support, and really learn how to pull, push, or lift. That's where the big extra large green band is going to come into play. Now I want to go over here and I want to show you a couple other bands we have. We do have a step up from the green band, which is our blue extra large band. This is going to be a very strong band. In most cases, the fitness world is not going to go ahead and utilize this band, but this will be used more in the performance level of athletes and that type of thing. Again, where we do use this band is we use it when we want to go ahead and incorporate 2 or 3 people training on the same band. So now we can have a very strong band. You might also see me use it as a secondary band for going ahead and attaching another band to it so that we can create a little bit of length. And I know that this band will create a great level of durability so I don't have to worry about overstretching it. That's where this is going to come into play. The gray extra large band is not going to be a key element or key band in your overall fitness level unless you are into extremely heavy lifting. In that case, the gray extra large band might be effective. From there, I want to go ahead and I want to bring in our 73-inch band. Our 73-inch Thunder Band series is nothing more than a double-length band. Why would I want a double-length band? Well, in a lot of our locomotion drills, the double-length band can be very applicable, and especially if we're doing partner-attached training. The double band allows you to train 2 people within the same band. It also is going to be a double length band, so that means the resistance variability is going to be twice as much, which means that in a typical standard 41-inch band, the resistance variability is about 30 to 40 pounds. In a Thunder band, it's going to be approximately 60 to 70 pounds of resistance variability. The problem is that with the longer bands, some of the exercises don't work because the band is too long. My suggestion is when we're first starting out, and you'll hear me say this again, standard bands are where we're going to focus on, but the Thunder band might be a band that we get into your program over time as you start to get stronger with our overall training. From there, I want to go ahead and I want to go into our last series of bands, which is our 13-inch bands. We call them dynamic stabilizers. There's 3 levels: green, black, and purple. For the most part, my adult fitness is going to fall into green and black. We utilize this band for multiple things, but for the most part, we want to work on hip stability. We want to use it for cardiovascular strengthening while we're training hip stability. And eventually, we ultimately want to just improve the ability of our hips to perform not only in the side-to-side planes, but forward and backward. Now that's going to be important to you as we go along, because you're going to find out that the ability for your foot to land on the ground and stabilize is going to be extremely important. And we'll get into more of that as we go along. The fact of the matter is you want to realize that the dynamic stabilizer is going to be a great band to go ahead and develop that hip strength that's going to be so important for us as we start to get older in our life. Balance, coordination, agility, all those things become more and more important because we start to lose those as we get older. The dynamic stabilizer is going to be one of those bands that you're going to want to have to keep that stability, keep that agility, and keep that balance going well.